Hello, good evening, everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope you're all keeping well and safe. Welcome to LES Matters TV. Today, we're going to be discussing the importance of playing with your child, okay? So, the topic we're going to be discussing today is why is it important for you as parent to play with your child, okay? So, how is everyone? I hope everyone is doing well and great. I hope you're all keeping well. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Okay, just trying to share myself out and then we can kick in. Okay, so we're good to go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all keeping well and safe. We're now in a new month of December, just in a few weeks, and then we're going to be ending the year. We're going to be entering into 2021. It was just like yesterday when we came into, when we entered into 2020, and soon we'll be moving on to, to 2021. Okay, so today is going to be all about the importance of playing with your child. As parents, you might be wondering, is there a need for you to play with your child, or what are the importance of playing with your child? I'm going to let you know that there's lots of benefit attached to you playing with your child, okay? It's not just even for the child alone, okay? It has a lot of benefit for you as the parent as well when you play with your child. Okay, so the first thing is you need to know that there's benefit attached to when you play with your child. Not just for the child alone, even for you as the parent, there's a lot of benefits you're going to get from playing with your child, okay? Sometimes I see parents say things such as, is there a need for them to play with their child? And it depends on where you're coming from, okay, and it depends on your upbringing. I've seen some adults, they don't really value play. When they look at play, it's not something that they feel that their children should engage in, okay. They feel that, okay, their children should be working, but they forgot, and you can't blame them. It's because they don't have the knowledge that children are playing, and at the same time children are learning. When children engage in play at the same time that they are learning, so there's a lot of importance attached to when children engage in play. Okay, so this is what we're going to be discussing. Okay, so if you are one of those parents that you think that there is no need for your child to play, I must say that you're really getting it wrong there, okay? There's a need for children to engage in play. There's a lot of benefits attached to when children engage in play, especially in early childhood. If we look at early childhood, children are playing and at the same time they are learning, okay? Because when you look at it, some people will hear the word play and they look at, my child is just playing, my child is not learning, okay? Not many parents, not many adults understand that when children are playing, at the same time they are learning as well, okay? So in terms of play has a lot of benefits that it offers the child, okay? There's a lot of benefits that children derive from when they engage in play, okay? And the issue of play is not to be taken lightly, okay? Parents need to understand that the issue of play is not something that they take lightly. Some say, oh, sure, the child is playing, the child is fine. Play is not just something that you just take lightly and you think that, okay, your child is just playing, there's no need, you wouldn't be bothered if your child is engaging in play. There's a lot of benefit attached to play. As a parent, you should know that the concept of play is very important in your child's life, okay? In terms of holistic development, there's a lot of benefit attached to when children engage in play. Okay, physical development, when children are playing, is going to strengthen their fine and gross motor skills. Okay, when children are playing, it's going to help them in terms of their fingertips. Is going to help them. So let's say, for example, if a child is playing with a toy, okay, so the child is going to use the fingertips to hold this toy. Okay, the child is going to use his fingertip to hold this toy. Okay, a child is running around, they are using their whole body to run around. So in terms of play, there's lots of physical benefits attached to when children engage in play. Because like I said, for example, if a child is painting, they're going to hold the paint brushes. Okay, they're going to wear their apron, so they are strengthening their fingertips. And can you imagine, a child is playing and at the same time they are strengthening their fingertips, which might be, for parents, when sometimes some parents will hear the word play and like, no, I don't want my child to play. There's no need for play. Some parents believe that, oh, everything has to be, that child should be learning. But they forgot that when children are playing at the same time that they are learning. So in terms of intellectual or cognitive development, when you're asking children questions during play, or for example, if a child is reading a storybook, okay, so it's going to help the child to use their imaginations, okay? So it has to do with the processing of the words, okay? So before the child will pronounce or use the words from the storybook, it has to do with the processing. The child needs to process this, okay? So you can now see that play helps in terms of, intellectual and cognitive development. And in terms of language development, when children are playing, they are using words, okay? So they're using words when they are playing, they're using words when they are playing with their peers, they're using words when they are playing with the adults. And in terms of emotional development, when children are playing, if they're happy, you are definitely going to see it in their mood. A child is playing, they're running around, you hear the smile, the laugh. You can, it's plays helping the child in terms of their emotional development to express themselves. And social development, which you all know, they're interacting with their peers, they're interacting with the adults as well. So, play is huge, okay? Do not underestimate the power of play, okay? As parents, do not just underestimate the power of play. There's a need for children to engage in play, okay? There's a lot of benefit attached to when children engage in play, and it's really important that you as parents, you take note of this, because when you take note of this, you see that yes, there's a need for children to engage in play, and then you'll be able to support or promote children's play. Sometimes you can't blame people, because if they do not have a knowledge about something, okay, if you do not have knowledge about something, it's difficult, okay? You would not understand the benefit of that particular thing. But when you have a knowledge about a particular thing, it's going to help you. So sometimes some parents, they don't understand why their children should engage in play. Because some parents will look at it and say, is there a need for play at all? There is no need for play. But it's really important that, if parents have an understanding of the need for their children to engage in play, it's going to really, enlighten them. And sometimes, like I said earlier, sometimes when people don't understand something or they don't have a knowledge about something, it's difficult for them. So today's topic is just to enlighten parents here about the importance of playing with their child, okay? Because some parents might feel that, oh, there's no need for me to engage in play with my child. There's definitely a need for you to engage in play with your child, okay? So in terms of play as well, it brings out the creativity in our children. Okay, these children, it's been proven according to research that children are born with creativity. There's no child that is not creative. Okay, this is one thing I want you to know tonight. There is no child that is not creative. Children are born with creativity skills. They have the tendency to be creative. So now look at it this way. It's up to you as the adult to give these children the opportunity to be creative. Because when a child is born with something, okay, that thing needs to be developed. Okay, a child is born with a creativity skills. It's up to the parents to develop the creativity skills or to bring out the creativity skills in this child. Because if you do not, it's a gift, it's a talent. Like if you have a talent, like for example, you're gifted with singing. But if you don't practice singing, the talent is definitely going to fade away. It's a gradual process, it's going to be fading away bit by bit. So the same thing as well with children, they are born with creativity skills. They have the skills, it's an inborn thing. But it's up to us as parents, it's up to us as adults to be able to bring out these creativity skills in our children. Okay, so but when we look at true play awakens the creativity in your child. Okay, when your child is playing, your child will be creative. Like for example, you have a child painting, it's all about creativity as well. A child that is painting, they're going to use their creativity skills to be able to, making marks, fingerprint. It's all about creativity, making the child to be creative age in play. How would you bring out the creativity skills in this child? Okay, how would you bring out the creativity skills in this child? Okay, if a child does not engage in play, how would the child does not engage in play? How would the child we find out that, yeah, okay, yeah, that this is what they are doing, and at least this is what they are doing, and they love what they are doing as well. Okay, and it's going to bring out the creativity skills in the child. So play helps children to be creative. Okay, it also helps them to come up with new ideas. When children are playing, they come up with new ideas. It is when children are playing, you find out some things that is going on. Sometimes when children are playing as well, they use words. And you as the adult, sometimes you find out, oh, my child just used these words. You as the parent, I've never seen my child use these words before. It's true play. Okay, so through play, children will come up with new ideas. Like, for example, maybe if they are building blocks, when a child is building blocks, you're going to see the representation of the child's creativity in the building of the blocks. This is where creativity comes in. A child is building a blocks, a child is solving a puzzle. It all has to do with the creativity. Okay, sometimes you see children build a tower. In children's play, you see a lot of design. Children will just design some things when they are playing, and you as the adult, you'll be like, wow, this is a child doing this. You find out, to look at this, oh, so this is a child doing this. A child is so creative. So it is when children are engaging in play that you see the creativity skills in them. And this is very good. Sometimes, when children play, you find out what they love to do. And you as the parent or you as the adult, you'll be able to take it all from there. You'll be able to develop the skills in these children. But when you don't observe children play, when you don't engage in play with children, you're not going to be able to find out or know all those things. Okay, so also during play as well, the children interact with the environment and their peers. So when children are playing, they're interacting with you as the adult, they're interacting with their peers. And in terms of interaction, when children are playing, it doesn't have to do with when they're only playing with humans. Okay, so even when a child is playing, experiencing nature. Okay, oh, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate everybody came in at the right time. I've been on my own and I'm just doing my talk. Such is life. Thank you, everyone. Every day, thank you so much. Yes, I had a call. Kessie's Outlet TV. Thank you so much for coming. This is the first time I'm seeing my LS Kessie Outlet TV. Thank you for coming. Beatrice Space, thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, everyone. Please do well to give your host a thumbs up, and please, you can contribute to this discussion today, okay? So we're having a lovely discussion about the importance of play with your child, okay? So is there a need for parents to engage in play with their children? We have been here earlier. You didn't see us. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I think it's the network. I didn't see you. I was just, because it was kind of like it was quiet. Thank you, Beatrice Face, for the thumbs up. It was quiet. So I was just like talking to myself, but guys, the show must go on, so you just do your talk and the show must go on. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. I really appreciate. So is there a need for parents to engage in play with their children? Sometimes you see parents feel that there's no need for them to engage in play with their children. There's definitely a need for you as parents or as adults. Okay, so whether you're a teacher, there's a need for you to engage in play with children. Okay, and sometimes you see some parents, they don't really value play. You can't blame them. I have been commenting saying you didn't welcome us. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Everyday matters. I'm so sorry. I was just, doing my thing. I didn't see it come up. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry, I'm so sorry that I forgot to welcome you. Thank you. So, like I was saying, sometimes you see some parents, they feel that there's no need for their children to engage in play. And you can't blame these parents, is because they do not have an understanding of the importance of play. Okay, like I said for myself, assuming I've not been on this journey for the last 10 years, I wouldn't know really the benefits of children playing. I would have been like those parents myself, thinking, why would my child playing instead of my child to be studying? But we're getting it wrong. Children are playing at the same time they are learning. There's a lot of benefit attached to when children are playing. Okay, so it's in terms of when children are playing. So I'm talking about, children will be able to interact with people around them, interact with their peers, interact with you, the parents as well. And it's not just only children interacting with adults or people around them, interacting with humans as well. Children are interacting with nature. Okay, let's say, for example, you as the parent, you're bringing the children to the park. Okay, you bring them to the park. Definitely, they're going to painting as well, holding the toothbrushes. Okay, so they are still playing. Okay, there's something wrong with my connection. I don't know. My connection keeps saying reconnecting, so just bear in mind. Oh, Ujunwa Chiwe, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate. So feel free to contribute. I am not going to be the only one talking, because most of you, your mothers on this platform. So I would like you to share your experiences as well in relation to children's play. Okay. I am fine. I am fine. Sister Njuanchiwe, are you okay as well? Are you okay? I'm fine. Thank you so much. And I hope everyone is fine. I am fine. So as parents, as adults, it's really important that you immerse yourself in children's play. It's not a time for you to say, oh yeah, the children should be playing. They are fine. They can do their own thing. You as the adults as well, it's really important that you have to be part of this children play. Okay, you have to immerse yourself in children's play. When they are playing, you get down to their level as well. You play with your child, because it's all part of learning. And for example, if you want to teach children like social etiquette, you want to teach children to social etiquette, to have manners, to say please and thank you and all that, all this could be done through play. You give a child something, the child forgot to say thank you, and you just say to the child, you're leaving something behind. What did you have to say? The child will definitely say thank you. You're leaving something behind. You forgot to say thank you. And as you can see, you're doing this in a fun way. You're doing it in a fun way. At the same time, this is a skill that you want your children to have. You're doing it through play, and they're learning. So you can now see the benefits of the importance of play. Okay, especially in early childhood. Play is key in early childhood. In early childhood, anyway, you can't do anything without play. Okay, because in early childhood, play is a child's work. It is through play that children are learning. It is through play that children are interacting with people around them. So there's a lot of learning attached to when children engage in play. Even beyond early childhood as well, it's really important that, we engage in play with our children, okay? So it's really important that you as parents, you must find time to play with your children. Okay, you need to create the time. You need to find the time to play with your children. Okay, it could be, you need to set the time. The time that works best for you. It could be like 20 minutes a day, half an hour. So you need to set the time that, play doesn't have to be. Your play could also be like, engaging in discussions. You're talking to your children about what they like, what interests them. It's still all about play. So now we're going to talk about How play helps your child. Okay, so we're going to look at the benefits of play for the child and then the benefits of play for you as the parents as well. Dara Divine, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. So let's look at play. In times of play, okay, play helps children to understand and cares about his peers and the external environment. Okay, play will help children to care about people around them. Okay, when a child is playing and then maybe a particular child fell down or a particular child hurt himself or herself, the other child will want to go to this child. Oh, I hope you're okay. So through play, it's helping a child, to care about people. For example, when children pretend play, a child having a doll, pretending that they are feeding the doll. So you can see that they're learning about caring for people around them. And this is done through play. I've seen a lot of children in early childhood, they carry the doll and then, oh, stop crying. I'm going to feed the baby now, this and that. Would you want you is saying exactly, ma? So if anybody has anything to contribute, do well to contribute. So you can see that play is sometimes when children engage in play, they bring things that they've seen, they bring it into life. Okay, that's why it's really important that anything our children see, we have to be very careful. A child watch something on TV, they see something, they act it in their play. You see children, they carry a doll. Oh, I'm going to change your nappy now. I'm going to feed you. So where did they learn this from? Maybe this particular child has a younger siblings. They see their parents feed this child or change the child's nappy, and they bring this into play. So, play helps children to understand and cares about his peers and the external environment. Also, play helps children to be confident and self-esteem. Play will help a child to be confident. Sometimes when children do things through play, painting, storytelling, you see their expressions. I did it, I did it, I painted, I did it, I did it. So you can see that in terms of play, it helps children's self-esteem, confidence, like I can do this. I can do this. Or sometimes you, even as the adult or as the parent, you want to do something for children. You see children say, no, no, mommy, I'm going to do it. Let me try it. So when children engage in play, it's going to build their self-confidence, it's going to build their self-esteem. They'll be so proud. Like in early childhood, there's something that we call scrapbook. I don't know if any of you know scrapbook. So scrapbook is like it's a journal. So I'm going to call it a journal so that you can understand. So it's a yearly journal. So in the scrapbook, when children come into preschool settings, okay, so Colin, watching them play really great. I didn't even know you're here. Hi, Colin. Thank you for coming again today. So Colin is saying watching them play, really great way to see what they are thinking about. They show you what they have experienced when they act it out. Exactly. So in play, children will act out what they've seen. And sometimes, when you see children play, they do something. So you definitely know that, oh, this is, like I'll cite an example. There's one of my students by night, okay? So there's this particular child at the start of September. Okay, this child came into the setting and she was using bad words, the word that she wasn't supposed to use. She's using it constantly. And then the staff needs to call the mom. Okay, so when she had a meeting with the mom, we now found out that it was the mom's sister that uses this word. Okay, the mom's sister just used this word, she just used this word randomly every day. And the child, and especially early childhood, Colin can understand because you're studying in the area of early childhood. Children will definitely, anything you say, they just pick it up and say it. Okay, so this child feels that, yes, there's no big deal, this is a word that I can use. So it's really important that, what we expose our children to matters a lot. Okay, so like what Colin was saying, so when children are playing, they act out what they've seen around people, what they've seen from TV, what they've heard people say. They act this out, they bring this out into their play. Okay, so in terms of play as well, it helps students to develop good physical coordination, which I've explained earlier in terms of their fine motor skills. Children are using their fingertips, their gross motor skills, they're running around, bodily movement. So play is huge. Play also helps children to be focused. Okay, so for example, if a child is painting, the child is going to be engrossed in their painting, in what they are doing. The child will want to concentrate. The child will not be distracted, especially if it's something that the child loves to do. For example, as well, you're reading a particular story to a child, and a child loves this story. The child will not be distracted. The child will sit down, will be listening, and you look at it sometimes, you're just reading a story to a child. How come this child is so interested? Because it's something that they love. The child will be interested. Okay, so play would help children to be creative as well, like I explained earlier. Play brings out the creativity in children. Okay, children are born with creativity. Okay, it's been proven that the children are born with creativity. Okay, but it's up to us as adults, as parents, to be able to bring out this creativity in our children. Okay, or if you're teaching, okay, you need to create opportunities for children to be creative. Okay, because they are born with these skills to be creative. Okay, play also helps students to be independent. Everyday Matter is saying some parents see play as a way to distract the children so they can have time for themselves. I'm telling you, thank you for that lovely contribution, Everyday Matters. And this is one thing that I was discussing as well with my student last week as well, that you can't blame parents. Some of these parents, they don't have a clue of the importance of play. Like I said, I could have been one of them. I could have been one of those parents that do not value the need for play. I could have one of them say, why will my children engage in play? But from being on the study the last 10 years, like this is my area, okay? So I know that early childhood, it's really important for children to play. But how many of the parents would understand the need for play? Just like what Everyday Matter said, parents will look at it as a play is just to distract, let me just let this children play off. I can do my own thing, I can concentrate. They're forgetting that when children are engaging in play, it's a time that they are learning. And just to add to what Everyday Matters just said, it's really important that even if parents want the children to play, to distract them so that they can concentrate on what they want to do. But they need to make sure, this is where parents are getting it wrong. They need to make sure that they give children opportunity to support their play, to support them to play, and at the same time that they're learning. If you as a parent, sure you want to have a time to yourself, okay, so you could encourage the children and say, oh, I have lots of books, okay, encourage them storytelling, to be creative, to make something, play-doh, mark making, so you can see that you're distracting them, but at the same time, what or where you are distracting them to, there's going to be a learning attached to it. Thank you, Everyday Matters, for raising that point. It's really important, okay? Parents, sometimes, even if parents know the value of play, that even they think that they are just, they don't want their child to distract them, go on, you just go and play, I want to do my own thing. They would make sure that they support the children to play, and not just play, to make sure that the materials, the types of play that the children are engaging in is going to promote learning. This is where parent needs to work. I know you want your time, you want to be able to do things for yourself, but make sure that the types of play you're providing or that you're using to distract children is going to help them to learn. Okay. So also in times of play as well, it prepares children for adulthood. Okay, look at it. Early childhood prepares children for adulthood, prepares children when they go into primary, secondary, and then adulthood. So all the skills, all the things that you want children to learn, it starts from early childhood. Okay, and early childhood is, you're doing everything through play. Everyday Matter, I say some parents also see play as a waste of time. I'm telling you, I said this before you came earlier. Maybe you didn't even hear me, or that I know there's a little bit with my network today. Yes, every day is not even some. A lot of parents, they think play is a waste of time. And like I said, can you hear me? If you can hear me, just say yes. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just say yes. There's something wrong with my connection. It keeps going. So like I was saying earlier, just to add to what Everyday Matters is saying, most of the parents, the ones that are even sending their children to, I can hear now. Yeah, I know you can't hear me before. It says there's something wrong with my connection. So yeah, my connection today is not that great. So please pardon me, just manage. Okay. Sometimes you even see most of the parents, they send their children to preschool. They send their children to nursery school just a way for them to have their own time, like Everyday Matters is saying, just a way for them to have their own time. But they do not know that as these children are going into these settings, they are learning. They just feel like, oh, it's a waste of time. Okay, sure. Let me just send my child to preschool so that in the morning, at least I can have like 3 hours to myself. And especially in this country that we have now, you can send your children to free preschool for 2 years and it's all free. You're not paying anything. The government is paying for it. It's called the free preschool year. It used to be 1 year before, but now it's 2 years. So for 3 hours a day, if your child is 2.5 years, 2 years plus, you just send them 2 years or 7 months, I think. So you just send them to the free preschool year. You send them into setting, you pick a setting closer to your house. They are in for 3 hours a day. Okay, they are in for 3 hours a day, Monday to Friday, school term. So they go in from September till end of June, because the school here for us in this country, the primary school here is, end of June. Thank you, Fitness, for coming. End of June. So you can see, like, the parents will just look at it and say, oh, I dropped my child at 9 o'clock. So it's open from 9 till 12. And some settings, you can get extensions till after 12. You can pay for it. So parents should just look at it. Anyway, I'm dropping my child for 3 hours or 3.5 hours a day. I'll go and do my business. I go for shopping. I'll have a cup of coffee with my friend, whoever I want to meet, any appointment. I can fit the appointment in the morning. They are looking at it. Oh, my child is just gone. They don't even know. I've seen this happen sometimes. Like, I've also worked in early childhood setting myself. Sometimes when you see parents coming to pick their children and you're telling them about the days of their children, some will say, it's okay, it's okay. They know he had a great day. And off they don't want to listen to you. They don't want to even hear you what their child did today. And then they just say, oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So you can see, and you can't blame them, because they don't really understand the power of early childhood. They don't really, because you see some parents, I'm not going to even say some, most parents, they focus on, they can't be bothered. I'm telling you, most parents, they focus on primary schools. I'm telling you, if I'm wrong here, you can let me know. I'll say 99% of parents, or if not 99.9, they don't really focus on early childhood. I'm telling you, they don't really focus on early childhood. They feel when children go into primary schools, yes, that's where the work starts. Even in primary school, there's something that we call, like here in Ireland, junior infant and senior infant. Parents still look at it and say, oh, my child is just playing. My child is not really learning. I can't be ordered. Just like what Everyday Matters say. So it's 99.9%. They don't. Green for God channel, thank you so much for coming. They don't really value early childhood. And that's why, even my doctoral research is focusing on parental involvement in early childhood. So I hope by the time everything is done, parents of young children will definitely see the need for early childhood. Because for now, it's not even only in Ireland, because I wouldn't know much about, Australia, Canada, America. I think in America, like, they still kind of value early childhood as long as they have their spare time. I'm telling you. And then that's the time, just like what you say, that spare time. Everybody wants that spare time. They look at it and say, well, that's the time I can, get my good Irish breakfast, get my good British breakfast in the morning with no distractions. Callan is saying, over here, the crashes came out first as way of having kids minded when parents work. They only start to be seen as education. Our jobs do not give the same recognition as primary teachers. I'm telling you, Colin, I can feel your pain. I can feel your pain. I'm going to digress a little bit because of Colin, okay? I know Colin is my first year student in early childhood. Like here in Ireland, okay, primary school teachers are more recognized than early childhood. Okay, so if you're working in early childhood, they look at you as a child care worker. It's just of recent from this year. And no, Colin, don't be sorry. That's why you came to my live show. And I feel Everyday Matters, I think she's the only one here, and Fitness, and so they don't really mind. So they're learning as well. So Like here in Ireland, if you're a primary school teacher, you're well recognized, and somebody, they look at you as early childhood. They use the word like child care worker, they use the word as preschool staff. It's just from this year that things are changing. Every day matter says, yes, we are learning. Very good. It's just from this year that things are changing, that they are now using early childhood educator. Okay, like we look as glorified babysitters. I'm telling you, Colin, and I don't think you're from Ireland, because last week on my lecture you spoke, so your accent sounds like British. Am I wrong? So if you're British, just say yes or no. Because last week was the first time I heard you speak in my class, and then I knew that accent is not Irish. So if I'm wrong, just prove me wrong. So I'm calling, it comes back to I am from England. Yes, I knew, because your accent says it all. If anybody has a British accent, I know, I pick it up. And I don't know why. I'm not a British myself, but most of the time when a British speak, I pick it up. So I knew from the way you spoke last week. So like I was saying, I'm calling everything. I'm from London, my family from Ireland. Yeah, I know. I said it. So, like I was saying, here in Ireland, if you're a primary school teacher, you're more recognized. But when you say, oh, you're an early years educator, they don't really, not many people use the word early years educator. They use words as, oh, childcare assistant, preschool staff, preschool worker. And the pay is not encouraging at all. Okay. Like Colin, like you all know, I did my degree in early childhood as well. I finished in 2016. But from looking at, the pay and all that, I had to digress to teaching. So I'm like, with the pay, it's not encouraging. After going into college, mine took me 5 years, because I came in from, a diploma entering into the degree. But for somebody like Colin, which I know, Colin, with the way I'm looking at it, I don't think you're going to end up working in the creche. I see you, maybe you're going to go down the route of primary school teacher or speech and language, or you want to do something else. And like I said, I remember when I did mine, most of my classmates that we graduated together, most of them are now doing most of them are primary school teachers now. Some of them went to do the speech and language therapy course. Some of them are in the UK. So you did level 5 and 6 as well. Yeah, wow. Okay, very good. And when you did level 5 and 6, why did you not get into second year as you did your level 6? Because that's what I did myself. I did level 5 and 6, and I got into second year. Or maybe you didn't know, or you left it to the end. Oh, so you're thinking of running a forest preschool. Perfect. So this is the right thing for you to do. Very good. So you see, if you're going to run one, so you're definitely not going to lose, because you're the ones going to be employing people to work for you. So, having a degree in early childhood here in Ireland is not kind of like encouraging, because the pay is not great. By the time you finish, you're ending up with something, you're ending up with, so I didn't get to finish work placement because of COVID. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. I see. Well, you're in already, and you can see a lot of things yourself. So, but Colin, I'm just going to quickly make a comment before I continue my topic. You see, the way early childhood is not recognized in Ireland, it came down to the history many years in this country. I don't know if you did it for your level 5. I think you should have done it for your level 5. Here in this country, Ireland, many years back, the women stays at home. So women are always the one looking after the children. Women, they don't go to work. So it's only the men here in Ireland many years back that used to go to work. So the man goes to work, the children helps on the farm, so the wife stays at home. So, okay, you did it, so you understand. So that's why it's all coming back to early childhood. So they look at it, it is the role of women to look after children. So if you're a woman and you're looking after children, you're in the childbearing age, and you go into a creche to work, they look at it and say, this is the work that you do at home. So it's just that you're leaving your house to go and do the same work somewhere else. That's why it's not recognized. But just like what Colin said, the whole education is just coming into it now. And things are changing. Before, the course used to be referred to as childcare. When I did my level 5, it was childcare, but from level 6, it changed to early childhood care and education. And from what I heard, I think it's going to even change to early child education and care. I think in some of all these colleges now, they've changed it into education first before the care. So the changes are coming, but it's definitely going to take a while. This is why we need more men in early years. That's another story for men. I'm telling you. Colin, you're making me to give a lecture, okay? I want to talk about something else. You want me to, but it's fine. I go with the flow of what my followers want me. You see the issue with men in early years, okay? Men, if you look at it traditionally, it's coming back to what I just said earlier. It's coming back to how can men be looking after children? That's fine, Colin. How can men be looking after children? If you can also tell from your group, Colin, I'll tell you, those boys in your group, they are definitely not going to work in early childhood. In second year, I think it's only one of them. From speaking to them last year, I think it's only one of them that wants to work in early childhood. I think we have like 5 or 6 guys in second year, and most of them they want to do primary school teaching. They're just using this because they did not get the point, the CAO point for primary school teaching. So let me do this, and then when I finish, I'll do the 2 years for the professional masters, and then I'll be a primary school teacher. So, because when you look at it, like if you have a man in childcare, the men will be changing nappies. That's going to raise issue. Men feeding is so there's a lot of cons there that men are not. But when you look at it, they kind of like think, okay, well, early childhood should be for women because and when you look at it as well, now let's talk about primary school teaching. More men will be going for primary school teaching. Let's not even talk about primary school. Colin is saying shame. Let's not even talk about primary school teaching. Let's talk about special needs assistant, which special needs assistant, we see most men go for special needs assistant. When they finish their early childhood, that's the job they're definitely going to go for in the schools because they don't want to go to. So, there's a lot of, bit by bit, we're definitely going to get there. It's going to take time. We're definitely going to get there. In Ireland, the way early childhood is 10 years back is not the way it is now. Things has really changed. I can tell all the changes, in relation to the courses as well. Things are going to change next year. The name is changed. The name has changed. It's no more child care, it's early childhood care and education. Things are changing. And things are changing as a result of, policies. So policies are influencing early childhood in Ireland. So we'll definitely get there, but it's going to, slow and steady, we will get there. Okay, so now let's talk about the topic. Okay, so play also helps students. But Colin, that's a very valid point that you raised, and it's really important that, we talk about it. So play also helps students. Education starts from day baby is born. I'm telling you, education starts from the day the baby is born. And last year, was it last year? I think it was, yeah, it was last year, the protest in Dublin. Were you aware of the protest in Dublin? Yeah, it was last year, February, for pay increase. Okay, so you can see a lot of early childhood came together. They went to Dublin to protest for pay increase. They want change in early childhood. Like, for example, it's just recently here in Ireland that early childhood are part of a union, that they start to join a union. Before, everyday matters, before there's no union. And one of the things that was raised, the union said they can't fight for early childhood in Ireland because they need many people to join the union. And I think a lot of people working in early childhood now, they are part of the union. So because for the union, you need some amount of people for you to present the matter, or for you to present the case in the Dáil, which means everyday matters, you might be thinking, what is the Dáil? Our government here in Ireland. Okay, so play also helps students to discover their talents and their passions. Okay, children have talents, like we have talents. Okay, So it is through play, children will develop their talent, they develop their passion, what they are good at, So also through play, children will be able to express their feelings, emotional feelings. Like if you're reading a story, if they enjoyed it, or they want you to read a story, oh, please read a story for me, Florence, read a story for me, And when you finish, yes, I love the story. Through play, children will be able to express their emotions, okay? And then it is through play children make decisions on their own. Like, for example, if a child wants to build blocks during play, the child does not need to take permission from you. Okay, Colin is saying play is so important for children to learn and develop, and great fun to join in with them, find our inner child. That's really important. It's not just even about children playing. We as the adults, we as the parent, my focus today is mainly on parents. You as the parent, you join your child when your child is playing. Okay, your child is playing, you go over to the child, you engage in discussion, you be part of the child's play. Okay, so also play helps children, like I said, they make decisions about, what they want to do. If a child wants to dress up, the child will not come to me and ask me, oh, I want to dress up. The child has the freedom to dress up. They have the opportunity to dress up without being told what to do. The child is in charge. When they're playing, the child is in charge, okay? So now let's talk about the benefits of play for the parents, okay? I've talked about the benefits of play for the child. Now let's talk about how play benefits you. Every Colin is saying I'm trying to stay on topic. Okay, so when your child is playing, okay, you as the adult, as the parent, you find out about their interest, you find out about their feelings, you find out about their thoughts. Okay, when your child is playing, if your child is happy, you're going to see it in their facial expressions. Everything all comes back to play. A child is playing, they are painting, you see them, they'll be so engrossed in the painting, in what they are doing, and you definitely tell that yes, your child is enjoying what they are doing. So it's through play you find out about what your children likes to do. Child observations, you're observing your child, you find out about their interest, and you'll be able to facilitate this interest in your child's play, okay? It is through play that you can impart values into your children's life. The skills that you want your children to exhibit, the social norms that you want your children to learn. It is through play you can teach them all this. Okay, oh, you have to be nice to people, you have to learn how to share. You want a child to share, you do this through play. Okay, also through play children learn how to react to success and failure. Let's say, for example, a child is building a block, okay, and all the blocks fell at one point, okay. The child, what is the child going to do with your support? Oh, that's fine, it's okay. You start to build the blocks again. The child might feel sad at first instant. You just say to the child, oh, it's fine, it's okay, you'll be fine. We start all over again. And then, yeah, we start all over again. So you can see, you can see that, the child is going to learn that failure is part of life. And you can see this is what they learn through play. Because when they are building blocks, okay, the blocks fell, they look at it, you go to them, at first the child will feel sad. You say to the child, oh, fine, it's one of those things. We start again, we build the blocks again. So the child, and then when the child is able to achieve this, the child will go back and look at it and say, oh, I wasn't able to do it at first, but with the support of my parents, I'm able to achieve. And it's really important that, as you all know, sometimes in life, we fail and then we try again. And children need to see this, that, oh, sometimes you get knocked down and then all you just have to do is you put yourself together and you push again. But they can see this through play, okay? So in true play, you develop a special bond with your children. When you're playing with them, there's some things that they will say to you generally, they'll be nice to you. You get to know your children. You develop this special bond, you develop this special connection with your children through play, okay? And lastly, through play, you determine the learning style that works best with your child. Okay, through play, you find out about your child, you find out about, you find out about what they love to do. You would know how to deal with each child through play. So it is through play, you know that, oh, this child, okay, when you're speaking to this child, you need to explain to this child properly so that this child will be able to hear you. So everything is done through play. Okay, so it's through play you determine the learning style. Oh, how will I deal with this, my child? Okay, how will I deal with this other child? All this is through play. Because when you engage in play with your children, you find out about a lot of things about them. And then you'll be able to know, oh, this is my child. Okay, this is how I'm going to deal with this child. Okay, this is this child. Okay, let me deal with this child like this. Okay, this other child, this is how I'm going to deal with this other child. So it's when you get closer to them that you'll be able to know all this in relation to how to deal with your children. Okay, so in a nutshell and in conclusion, there's lots of importance when children engage in play. It's not just for the children themselves, also for you as the parents as well. When your children are playing, it's not a time for you to say, sure, they are playing, there's no learning attached, it's fine. So your role as parents is to be able to make sure that the environment is conducive for children to play. You provide them with lots of opportunities to play. And not just playing, you make sure that when your children are playing, there's learning attached to the play. It's not just, oh, children are playing and at the same time there's no learning. So when children are playing, there should be learning, they should be attached from the play. So that by the end, by the time they finish, because bear in mind that through play, you want children to learn about social skills, you want them to learn about social norms, a lot of things going on in the environment. You want children to learn this. And you can only do this through play. And early childhood is important. You catch these children young, okay? When they are young, like Colin said, the job starts, education starts from when baby is born. Sometimes I've seen some parents, oh, they are babies. If you're talking to them, they can't hear you. Says who? Children hear you talk to them. Like, let's say, for example, you have a baby, your child, you put your hand inside if you're busy with housework, the kids can help. It's play for them and lots of learning, and you can still get jobs done. Exactly. Exactly. The children, it's true, they're helping around and they're learning to be helpful, which are parts of what they are going to need as adults, because definitely they are going to learn how to be accommodative. They are going to learn how to help their peers, even help themselves. And it starts from early childhood. And children, especially from early childhood, children are playing, they want to help you. Early childhood, you can get children to do lots of work. They want, oh, can I help? Can I stay? Can I miss? Little jobs you can teach them. And then when you teach children all this, when they grow up, they start to, they implement this in their daily lives, everything that they are doing as they grow up, and it's going to make who they are, okay? Play shapes a child's future, okay? Play prepares a child for future, okay? So that's it. Any contributions? Everyday Matters is saying true. Thank you for agreeing with me on all these points. So, any contributions, any suggestions? Thank you so much, Colin. You really made my live session today very interesting. And Everyday Matters, thank you for contributing. So we have 7 more minutes and then I'm going to be wrapping it up. Okay, so are you all set for Christmas? Colin, what's your plan for Christmas? Are you set for Christmas? Everyday Matters, are you set for Christmas? So long as they don't make him. So Colin is saying they can put the clothes from basket into washing machine, save you bending down too. I'm telling you. And Colin is saying you must dread seeing my name come up. No, I'm always happy. At least, it will not just be only myself talking. Oh, Lady Zion, sweet home. Thank you so much, sis, for coming. I'm about wrapping up 6 more minutes, but thank you for coming. I saw my thumbs up. Thank you so much, sis. You've been so supportive. I really appreciate you. You're always coming to support me, and I am so grateful. How are you doing? So I've wrapped up. I spoke about the importance of play. FR, what if you don't have time to play with your kids? So you've been listening since. Alan, so you've been listening. So in a nutshell, you must have time. You must create the time. So at the beginning, that was why I said, you need to look for the time that suits you. Okay, I know most of us in the diaspora were busy, too much. This links to joints. I'm telling you, Colin, don't spill it out. This is one of my video coming up. Colin, don't say more than the joint involvement episode that you said. I have the video on that already, so say no more, Colin. So Alan, what if you don't have time? So what I'm going to say is you need to just create the time. Okay, you need you need to create the time, Alan. I know everybody is busy, so it could be weekends. So if you're not working weekends, so if you have the time, so you have to create the time. Thank you, Alan. That's a very lovely question. Okay. No, no, I know, Lady Zion, sweet home, everybody's busy. I know. For you coming, I really appreciate. And I never knew FM was there. Alan was there, it was just FR. So it was just listening. Okay, so Colin said a very valid point there that the kids can put the clothes in the washing machine without you bending. Very good. Without you bending, at least you have children that they are still strong. So give them the job. So Everyday Matter is saying the contrary, we love the engagement. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate you all. Nobody answered my questions. I said, everyday everyday matters. You want to know everything. You want to Colin, it seems I'm going to block you from my live session next time. Because you're spilling out things. I'm just joking. You're really making my live session to be interesting because it's good. At least you have ideas to chip in because you're a student of early childhood as well. So it's very good. At least it will not just be myself talking because sometimes maybe people are tired of myself saying the same thing. So at least if they can hear from somebody else that has the same view, they can be able to learn. So yeah. Everyday matters want to know everything. Don't mind that. So how is everybody preparing for Christmas? You're all set. I've only 3 more minutes. So you've all the shopping's done. All set for Christmas. If you need to know, call me later. Call me later. I'll give you the trick. Okay. You need to know. You need to know. If you need to know, call me later. I'll give you the gist. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate Everyday Matters. Thank you for your support, as always. Lady Zion, thank you for your support. Colin, thank you so much. Everyday Matters, it's good that you have someone with knowledge in what you are talking about. I'm telling you, Colin, I'm so happy you coming here. I'm so happy because sometimes, no, if you invite me, I will come. Okay, I should be inviting. Okay. Okay, don't worry. I'll be inviting Everyday Matters. We'll be googling it now, Lo. I know exactly, and that's what she's going to do. So you see your spill out like I shall. It's good. Like it's good. At least have someone that have the knowledge in what you're talking about. So at least they can chip in. Maybe if there's something that you're leaving behind, they can contribute to it. So, and it's all for every one of us that we're learning. I'm also learning myself. Like I said, nobody knows it all. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate Alan. Thank you, Colin. Every day, thank you. I'll start preparing for Christmas after next week. Oh yeah, so you'll be preparing for Christmas after you're on your holidays, so you don't want to think about Christmas now. What if you leave it to the end and all the shoppings are gone? Maybe there's something nice that you want to buy for yourself, and you left it to the end before you know it. Anyway, there's nothing that is too late. You go into the shop, you still get what you want to get. So the time is still there. Okay, so everyone, I really appreciate you all for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. I really appreciate. Stay safe. You've been busy with assignments. I know. At least, Colin, before you know it, next week, all your assignments should be due next week or the following week. And then you're done. You can enjoy the Christmas. And we're not back until the 20-something of January. So it's a long break for us. So it's good. So just look at it this way. you're okay after your birthday. Oh, that's fine. Just look at it this way, Colin. Go through all the stress now, and then when you're finished, after the stress, you can relax. After Christmas, the new year, you still have few weeks before you're back again to start thinking about second semester. And then you look at second semester, how many weeks again you're done with your first year and you'll be moving on to second year. Okay, everyday matter is saying I don't really have any preparation to do, nothing to buy. I hear you. I won't know what to do with myself on the break. And this is it. Just before I go, Colin, you're right. This is just human nature. For now, everybody's complaining. I'm complaining. There's too many coursework. There's lots to do. And then it's just like that. When you finish up the coursework, like for myself now, most of all my coursework, I'm hoping finish it done this week because they are due this week anyway. And then I'll be looking at, I still have my night classes anyway. But then I'll be looking at what will I be doing? You know, there's nothing, I'll just look at it. There's nothing to be doing again. What will I be? How will I keep myself busy? But at least I still have my YouTube. And then, with my research, we keep going. So Colin, Everyday Matters is saying watch movies. So watch movies to keep yourself busy. Go for a walk. Go for a walk, do something nice. It's just a pity, this is a strange Christmas period. We can't really visit people. You can't really visit people. But you just have to do is, just keep yourself happy. Do something that will make you happy. Go for a walk, go shopping, watch movies, relax, sleep. At least it's not in the morning that you laugh. Anyway, Colin, you're receiving lectures. If you're on your bed, nobody will know. But at least you will just relax and look at it and say, yeah, at least, I can wake up anytime I like, sleep late, wake up late. All right, so thank you to my 9 amazing people that came on board today. I really appreciate you all. God bless you. And please stay safe and enjoy yourself, okay? Festive period, Christmas period is a time for you to enjoy yourself. I have a spotless home every day cleaning. I know. I know. It's one of those things. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Bye bye. Thank you, Lady Zion Fitness. Thank you, Colin. Every day. Alan, thank you. Even to those that came earlier that left, thank you, everyone. I really appreciate. Thank you. I should continue the Lord's work, Alan. I will. I will. It's my father work. I have to continue. Thank you, people. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much, Colin. Thanks. Bye. Bye.